Israel observers and Palestinian observers clashed at the United Nations Security Council while delivering their report. The Palestinian observers break down in tears while analyzing the situation observed in Gaza for over 2 weeks now, while the Israeli counterpart also highlighted key moments in which they think that civilians were also attacked in Israel. I want you to watch this confrontation at the United Nations between the Israeli and also the Palestinian observer.
Israel has not spared a single Palestinian family in Gaza. Those who were not killed are injured. Those who are not injured are displaced. And those had thought found a safe haven in Al Ahli hospital was massacred. Does this make Israel feel more secure now? Does this fulfill the need for unconditional support to Israel? Entire residential neighborhoods have been razed to the ground. Homes, schools, UN facilities, health centers, hit by direct and intense Israeli airstrikes. Aid workers have been targeted and killed. Rescue teams are struggling to carry out their missions amid continuous airstrikes. Severe shortage of equipment and limited or with no connection to mobile networks. There's no power, no water, no fuel. Food supplies are running dangerously low. Hospitals, overwhelmed with patients and injured, are running out of medicine. Morgues are overflowing with bodies. Bodies are buried in mass graves. Israel ordered 22 hospitals in Gaza to evacuate, an order that WHO labeled as a death sentence for the sick and injured. This includes newborn babies in incubators. Mr. Chair, 2 million Palestinian people live in Gaza. Half of them are children. But Israel is dropping explosives as no civilian live there and acting like everyone in Gaza deserves to be killed. The mass killing of civilians and the scale of destruction do not at all indicate a so-called collateral damage, but rather indiscriminate attacks against civilians. What is this, if not barbaric and brutal? Whitewashing Israel crimes in advance by proclaiming that Israel is not responsible for the killing of Palestinian civilians is inhumane and irresponsible, and it undermines the most fundamental rules of our international law-based order. Those doing the killings are responsible for it. We call on you to stand against Israel's crimes, to stop the massacres against my people, to stop the epic human suffering, and to ensure respect for international humanitarian law. Mr. Chair, dear colleagues, one thing, only one thing that deserves your unconditional support: justice, not vengeance. Thank you.
It is important for us to make it clear. Israel is in a war against a terror organization called Hamas, not citizens, not individuals. Hamas is holding 200 kidnapped persons, many of them in need of medical treatment and medication. They are being held there with their most basic rights denied, in absolute contradiction to international law, and in a manner that places their lives in extreme danger. The only message that should come out right now is a clear and unequivocal condemnation of a terrorist organization, Hamas, a demand for the immediate release of all Israeli hostages held in Gaza, and a strong support to Israel's rights to defend its citizens. Anything else rather than that plays to the hands of Hamas and harms the fight against terrorism. Any act of politicization, using disinformation and refinement of that acts by Hamas, distance any sort of resolution of this situation. You cannot comprehend the magnitudes of this situation sitting comfortably in this room. You cannot try to digest the ruthless inhumanity. You cannot comprehend the devastation, the brutality, the testimonies of survivors of rape, of children teared from the arms of their mothers, of entire families slaughtered and gone. What you can do is not tolerate it. What you should do is condemn terror, unequivocally. Condemn Hamas, a genocidal jihadist terror organization, and stand with the right of peace, seeking democracies, defending their civilians. Israel is at the forefront of the war